Welcome back this Sunday night for Master Dungeons Presents Keys from the Golden Vault. Tonight we are playing part 2 of the Stygian Gambit. We began part 1 last Sunday evening. Just kind of a quick overview of what they're doing is the players they're working for the Golden Vault, which is an organization that does good things, but most times it's done illegally. Things that law enforcement won't touch, things like that. And they were approached by a woman named Verity Kai, a tiefling who was a gambler back in the day. And she was working with someone. Basically, they were going to open a casino together. And when it almost came time, that person just took off and left, stole all the money. And about 10 years later, in Waterdeep, where we have set all of our Keys from the Golden Vault adventures in Waterdeep, in Sword Coast, this person, a gnome named, let me see if I can remember the gnome's name, if I can find it. Anybody have it off the top of their head?
I do. Quentin Togglepocket.
Quentin Togglepocket.
Togglepocket, yes, Quentin Togglepocket. He's opened a casino, a Nine Hells themed casino called the Afterlife, and the characters went there last week to kind of scout it out, stake out the place. I believe we were able to get a couple of pass cards, I believe, and you were able to get 2 uniforms as well. And that's going to play out nicely tonight, as unfortunately Dantishin is not going to be able to make it tonight to play. He did, there was a kind of a last-minute family emergency thing, so he is not going to be able to play this evening. If he is able to, of course, he will let us know and pop in, but it sounded like it was something we're not sure what it is, and we just hope everything's fine with him and his family. So tonight, the characters will be joined with the wonderfully skilled but horrible in combat NPC Morn to help them out as well with some of the roguish situations, since they are down a rogue. So before we start, let's go ahead and introduce the 2 characters that are here tonight. Of course, Design Lizard is playing Stink, and Otter is playing Reginald. So, gentlemen, if you would go ahead, give everyone a recap. Stink, go ahead and go first with what you're reminded about your character.
Stink is a level 2 abjuration wizard. He is a deep gnome. Some of the spells we went with that we're hoping are going to get us out of some of this trouble tonight. Got the good old mage hand, message, firebolt. Toll the dead and spare the dying thanks to the magic initiate. Disguise self, silent image, detect magic, alarm. We grabbed Witch Bolt and Catapult as our new level spells, and we're going to hopefully just get in and out quietly and not have to hurt anybody tonight.
All right, thank you, Stink. And then we have Reginald.
Hey folks, I will be playing Reginald, the Harengon Ranger, also level 2. Just trying to do my best and see what happens here tonight.
Yeah, so last week they were able to go through, get some scouting done. They were able to gamble a little bit. They found out there was one small little problem with the plan, is that originally they were going to have to get into the vault of the casino to get the 5,000 gold pieces back for Verity. And the statuette, she wants them to steal the statuette that she's giving out as a trophy for a 3-dragon ante game. Tournament, and unfortunately they did find out that the statuette of an Irenes is not in the vault. It's actually on display in the tournament room itself. So what they're going to be working on this evening is planning out their heist, how they're going to get, number one, get into the vault and get the 5,000 gold, and then how they're going to get the statuette and the trophy when it's on display right out in the open. So it's going to be really interesting to figure out what they're going to do. So what we always do is the first half of the game, for part 1, we have them kind of do their scouting and all of that. Then we'll pick up with part 2, and they'll plan their heist and then execute and put the planning into action. So I believe if you look in your handouts, you should see a map that Verity gave you. That does still have, now that you've been to the casino itself, has a little bit more information about where things are. So you know where the games are, you know where the tournament is going on there. You did notice that the restaurant down below might be an extra place to take off, to leave, because I believe Reginald has a out of disguise, and has the broom of flying, and of course you also have Verity's bag of holding as a story item that you can take with you. You of course get the gold and the statuette. So let's go ahead and move everyone back over here to our wonderful Troll Skull Manor map. Since that is where the characters are staying, is Troll Skull Manor at Troll Skull Alley. And we can go ahead and move your tokens. I'll bring you all over. Now you can just hang out wherever you want to down there. But if you want to move your tokens down a little bit or drag them out over here, there is an area where you can plan out your heist, just for, kind of give you a little bit of flavor for planning your event. So if you're thinking about it, what's your ideas, gentlemen?
Reginald and I were talking. We didn't take advantage of the circus. We were wondering if maybe that would be our animatronic dinosaur.
It's possible. You do know that the circus has performances every 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You also know that the shift change is every 8 hours. So usually about twice during a shift, usually at the beginning, the middle, and then towards the end of a shift is when the circus will be taking place. You do know, of course, that you do have these floor employees uniforms, which consist of the black tuxedo pants and the fine thin red jackets with the thin lapels. You saw that most of the guards, or most of the employees, all of them obviously, were also tieflings. So you will have to be disguised as tieflings. Don't forget, in order to get yourself a believable disguise. Even wearing the clothes will be just fine. You have the 2 pass cards. You'll definitely have to figure out something for Morn in order to get them in there as well.
What do you think, Reginald?
You have the map. Discuss it.
Yep. I'm pulling it up right now.
Yeah.
Should I start working on a fake of the prize trophy?
Yeah, you could do that. What type of tools and magics are you thinking of using?
Probably thinking sculpting something out of mud and using...
My familiar's wake. My apologies.
Nice. I was probably thinking...
What are your tool proficiencies? Both of you, what are your tool proficiencies?
Thieves' tools, disguise kit.
Same.
Excellent.
Yeah, I don't have minor illusion. I thought I did. So I don't think we'll be making a mud statue.
Okay, are you one?
Weird realization here, DM.
Mm-hmm.
I leveled my character to level 2, but according to Roll20, I'm level 3.
Nice.
There's a little 3 next to my name.
That's a small problem. Let me double check. Let me open up your character sheet here.
Because it also shows like the primeval awareness and stuff in here, which is level 3 stuff.
Yeah, you shouldn't be leveled up. That's very, very odd.
Can I level down in the character mancer?
No, we're just fine. Just go ahead and play as it is, and you'll decline the level tonight, which is fine, because then I'll put you up to after this adventure when you got to level 3 anyway.
Okay. Should I minus a health die roll of dice from what it says my total is?
Yeah, so the average is 6 for a ranger, since it's a die 10. It's 6 plus your constitution modifier. And what is your constitution?
An 8. So I will just start tonight with 20 instead of 28 hit points.
There we go.
I want to make sure it's fair. I saw it on my character sheet. I didn't want to be like, ooh, extra level.
No worries, no worries. Also, don't forget, we start every session with inspiration, so make sure everyone has their inspiration.
Yeah.
Reminder to those viewers that we are playing Adventurers League rules, which is basically rules as written, and in order to use their inspiration, they can't use it as a reroll like some DMs want to do for homebrew games. They do have to mention ahead of time that they want to spend their inspiration. What that does is it gives them advantage on their roll. Roll 2 die 20 instead, and then they'll take the highest of the 2. All right, so back to getting ideas about creating something, some sort of fake trophy. What are some? You don't necessarily have to make it yourself as well. You might be able to go purchase one, look through the bazaar, or find something that you could maybe use other tools on.
Even though you're something not weird from the bazaar and just leave it in the case. Extra embarrassment.
The other idea also is that you could keep in mind that if you wanted to go buy certain tools, you could go buy tools, even though you're not proficient in them. That would mean that you're not rolling with your proficiency bonus, is what that would mean.
Did we determine we needed to wait? Did we need to Indiana Jones this one too?
As far as I recall, you did not get a good look at it with the Arcana roll. You did notice that there were runes etched faintly into the glass on all sides, but I think that's all the information you were able to glean from it.
Because I could silent image over the image so that when we grab it, the image just stays behind, but if you wait.
Well, I'll go ahead and give you another description. You do know that there was a teaching security guard directly standing next to the display case and did allow guests to examine the statuette without touching the case. So number one, you're going to have to find a way to distract that guard. We can just kind of walk through each one of these different things you'll have to take care of. The display case itself is 2 feet wide, 2 feet deep, and 3 foot tall. And I believe Snaps thought it was probably weighed about 25 pounds. And you kind of estimated it. You did notice that there were lines of bare. I think Snaps noticed it and mentioned it to Stinkfoot that there were barely visible runes inscribed around the perimeter of each pane of glass. And it probably has something to do with like removing the glass or something like that. You do know that the front of the display case is a hinged door with a locked latch. So you could try picking it with thieves' tools, or you might be on the lookout for a key. You could probably safely assume that Quentin probably has the key. You also know there's the security mirrors that you'll have to deal with as well. There's one in the corner of the tournament room. If you notice where its placement is, it is looking directly in the area of the trophy. You do have an idea where the security office is. You do have an idea of where the employee lounge is. If you need to get a spare uniform, you can get access now that you have the key cards to the laundry. It'll just be a matter of picking up a third key card for Morn. Which you would have had to have done anyway if Snaps would have been here.
Right.
Well, theoretically, I can more easily get into the employee areas.
Mm-hmm.
If we want to work on timing, shift change might be tricky. But if we can manage to get in on the shift change, or a little bit before a shift change,
okay,
would probably be a good way to look at it. Get in before the shift change. I can go get uniforms. I can put them in the bag of holding, go to the bathroom, leave you uniforms in the bathroom, turn into another employee for shift change, and head out. That way we can use the hubbub of the different teams coming in to disguise scooting an extra person in.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
So that'll help get you into the casino, and you will be disguised. Of course, depending on what your disguise kit rules are going to be. So you want to first thing you want to do you want to make the 2 disguises? We're only going to make 1 check for this. You don't have to make 1 for both of them. 1 check is sufficient enough for it. If you're working together, you'll be able to make, since you're both are proficient with disguise kit, you can have one person make the roll and the other person can help, giving that person advantage on their check. So who has what we're going to do is we're going to use this as an intelligence check with your disguise kit.
Mm-hmm. Intelligence?
Yes. So assuming that the wizard would probably have the higher intelligence of the 2 of you, right?
I was going to say the same. I will help out, but also give you a pat on the back, and you can have a 3.
Some guidance. Nice. Plus 3 to guidance. All right, nice. So give me your disguise kit roll, if you would, please, Tatefoot.
Close my eyes.
Oh my gosh, a natural 20 with advantage. Are you kidding me? Keep in mind, a natural 20 does not automatically mean that they succeed. That only happens if it's a attack roll or a death saving throw. That's when it's called a critical success. Obviously, a natural 1 is only a critical failure in an attack roll or death saving throw. However, a 28 is an extremely high setup for your disguise, which means that in order for them to get through the disguise, they're going to have a passive perception of 28 or more. And I guarantee you that no one in that casino is going to have a 28 or more, especially with only it being a level 2 adventure. So yeah,
just a very short tiefling.
Yeah. So you definitely have the disguises are taken care of, and Morn's like really impressed by the disguises and such like that. So what time of the day do you want to head into the casino? Because you got to keep in mind that you scouted out the first day, and it was 2 nights after that evening. So you have another day in between, and then the third day, that evening is when the tournament is going to be finished. And as you recall, the Olympus Thistledown was the one of the players that was knocked out while you were there at the casino.
So theoretically, if there was a way for us to enrage the players in the tournament, cause a bit of a kerfuffle at the table, do you think that may persuade the guy at the case to leave their post?
You know that you've seen a few servers coming with drinks and such like that. It would have to be something really major to do that. Keep in mind also, if you go in ahead of the shift and you're talking about wanting to don the disguises, then get into the uniforms then, and then as the shift change goes and you want to get in there, you can still go back and do a little more scouting if you want. You just know that you are on time crunch.
So, Reginald,
we have. Yep.
Are you thinking we're going to sneak this statue, or are we going to try to bluff our way through, like, go tell the guard that Quentin heard something, and he wants us to take the statue and put it back in the vault and leave a decoy, so that if anything goes down, the statue's safe in the vault? I know you were good last time with bluffing.
Yeah, great ideas with doing that last time, but your rolls for not even close to the best. Nothing like the starting roll.
We're smash and grabbing. We're going to try to stealth it with a mirror and a guard watching us, and arcane alarms and a lock. or we're going to try to bluff our way through. I think before we get in there, we should try to sort of settle on a plan A. Just bash that thing, run for the waterfall, hop on the broom, and fly away. You know, whether or not we cause a distraction first or lie our way into getting our hands on it. Because we still need to get in the vault and get the money anyways.
Yes. I feel like...
To actually to answer one of your questions earlier, Reginald, mentioning the circus, you do know, of course, that there are some circus animal prep area right near there that you can get into through the employees only hallway there.
Indeed.
And also, you also notice that she's not, Verity wasn't really sure. As you recall, she got this information from one of the Dwarven construction team that had helped to create it. But you aren't sure if there's any of those security mirrors in the security office itself or in the employee lounge. But it doesn't appear to be any on the map itself.
Absolutely.
So,
how would we convince them that there's a threat on the statue to put it in the vault?
Interesting. Good question.
If we have a day, I mean, I can be a countless amount of people and start rumors, try and incite some, not panic, but apprehension on having it out in the open like it is, to see if we could try and get them to move it to the vault.
In chat, as artist says, you need 11 more players in a vault and an ocean. Nice. Yeah, that's one of the things that we do like about these adventures. That definitely does have those types of heisty feels to them. Do you want to go back? So, I mean, the daytime, you can head back to the casino and maybe scout a little bit more.
I could certainly get us our uniforms today.
Would you like to do that?
Yeah, and we can even maybe check out employees only circus animal prep.
Well, keep in mind, if you go through those doors and you're not disguised yet, all of those security mirrors will see you going through those doors.
Right.
I can go check.
True.
Assuming they don't see through my disguise.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, your hat. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, I can get us stuff from laundry. I could leave the bag of holding in the bathroom, or meet you in the bathroom with the bag of holding, trade that off, and then head into the employee area. See what I can scout.
Okay. All right, well, let me go ahead and just move everyone, all your views over to the Afterlife Casino again. There we go.
Yeah. Would it make sense to you, Snap? Oh, Snaps isn't here. Stinkfoot.
I got you.
Would it make sense to you, as an employee, popping into security and saying that I heard a rumor?
Well, you do know that there's an employee lounge.
Yeah. If I could... Lying is not a strong suit, but that being said, do you think it would help our cause for me to try and put that seed of thought out there?
I think it would.
Okay.
We just don't... We wanted to make sure, again, as I mentioned, you're not really going to have like multiple hours or days to spread the rumor. It's going to be have to have something credible about it. Morn mentions maybe you could even say something about the halfling that lost. Maybe he's got a planning on trying to come back and take the trophy anyway. Something along those lines.
You're stealing the thought right out of my head. That was the line I was going to feed the employee lounge or the security office.
Nice, yeah.
I was going to say the same thing since I'm so good at chatting up the bartenders. Pop down not in disguise and just be like, hey,
Well, they were, you can still chat with them. It's just they really didn't have much information to relay to you about it. As a lot of times, you're going to have to rely on your own wits and your own ideas because of the fact that you're supposed to be doing this all in secret and no one's supposed to know.
but I mean, if I just tell the bartender, I heard that Wampus Thistledown was pretty upset and
You can
exclaimed something about coming back and stealing the trophy himself since it's not a fair tournament anyways.
So that is your idea for the spreading the rumor. That's to get the trophy out of the case by the guard, right?
My only concern with that is the trophy either goes to the vault, which would be advantageous, or the trophy goes somewhere else and we have no idea where it is, which could be problematic.
But if you're the security employee taking the trophy to the vault,
yep,
I could throw a silent image. Although that mirror's in there. Ah, that mirror.
Well, if we can sow the doubt, this is relying on a whole lot of bluffing.
Let's go ahead and use that as this right here is that's your plan for the trophy. Now we need to move on to getting back into the vault. As mentioned, you were talking about wanting to see the circus. Obviously, the circus animals or whatever's over there might be able to be used as distractions to get you through. Again, you are back here in the casino. Let's go ahead and take some action of getting some of the stuff that you need to get anyway. So, if you want to start, are you coming already disguised as a tiefling with the uniform on, or are you just coming in as your normal selves?
If we're coming in at a shift change, yes. If it's before a shift change, I would wait a bit and then go switch in the bathroom.
Yeah, it's before shift change. You've gotten there. You also mentioned you wanted to see a circus performance. So it's about, we're going to say, an hour before circus performance. So about 3 hours into a shift so far.
Okay.
Again, walking the floor, you do see the different areas with different names of the 9 hells, the different layers of the 9 hells as part of the areas. And of course, you do recall the spa and massages and such were over here. And your laundry rooms were back over in that area there. So what would you like to do? Do you want to head in and change into your disguise, or what would you like to do?
Sure. I will borrow the bag of holding from, I think it was Stinkfoot who had it.
Yep.
Yep.
And I will go switch into employee garb and make my way. Oh, go ahead, one more time.
Where are you going to make that change?
The bathroom.
Okay. For those of you that are just tuning in tonight, and those that obviously watched last week, we noticed that on the map there was no privy, so we added a bathroom area to the lounge. So there's a lounge. There's a bathroom area off to the east of the lounge. All right. So if you're Reginald, use your how to disguise. I believe it's a DC 15. Is it to see through that disguise?
I think it's 13.
Oh, 13. Okay.
Double check.
What's that? Because it's your DC. Yes, got you. All right, so you're able to slip into the bathroom. You're able to use your hat of disguise to change your image to look like a tiefling in a uniform. What would you like to do next?
Yeah, it is against my spell save, so it'd be a 13.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to head up to laundry, which is up and around, if I recall.
Correct. Right past the stairs that lead down to the restaurant.
And open the door and head in.
Into your passcode. Yep. Entering into that room. Give me 1 second here. Obviously, it does say employee only area on the outside. You get inside, you do notice there are 2 large wash tubs as well as a clothesline hung with towels and employee uniforms. You do see plenty of uniforms here.
From the end of the rows, so there's not something missing from the middle, I'm going to grab 2 of the uniforms and put them in the bag.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, search the area and the uniforms to see if anyone may have left a key card floating around.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation check if you wish.
Pat yourself on the back. You're doing a good job.
15. You check the pockets, all the tuxedo pants, check the insides of the jackets and such, and none of them contain any. None of them have a key card on them.
That was to be expected. Never hurts to look.
Of course, of course. So you grabbed the 2. You grabbed 2. You said, right, and put them in the bag of holding. Heritage bag of holding.
One
Okay.
for Norn, and one for Stinkfoot, and then head on back out.
All right.
Head over to the lab, the bathrooms, and deposit the bag of holding for Stinkfoot to come pick up.
Okay. Stinkfoot, you're waiting on the TV.
Yep, I've told the bartender all about our boat ride home last night and all about how Mr. Wampus Thistledown was bitching and moaning about losing the tournament and people are cheating right under the guard's nose, and he might as well just come back and steal the darn trophy himself if they're not going to play fair.
All right, go ahead and give me a deception check.
Deception.
Oh, nice. 14. They're kind of, cleaning their glasses and stuff like that, and kind of listening a little bit. Says, "Oh, yeah, he's definitely doesn't have the right mentality to be a gambler. That's for sure." Very interesting. And you notice as one of the other bartenders, one of the wait staff, and some of the barbacks come through, and they, you hear them automatically start whispering about what's going on.
I will walk up behind Stinkfoot and go, "Excuse me, sir. Your table is ready if you still would like food."
Oh, I drop a silver on the bar for the bartender and excuse myself towards the lounge area.
Okay.
And into the privy.
Of course, they pick up the silver and kind of bite on the edge of it and puts it down in their pouch. All right, so you're able to make it into the privy.
All right, am I able to find the bag of holding with the clothes?
You are indeed able to find the bag of holding, placed right where it was. We were told.
Excellent. So I guess now's the point where I don that disguise I made and change into an employee. I think I'll wait in a closed door stall until I hear someone else come in, and then I will go out that way.
All right. Well, you kind of get into the stall and you pull the bag out and you go to reach in, and you can't reach into it. I mean, you can see the hole right there. I mean, you open the bag, but it won't let your hand go inside.
Is it because I have the disguise on already? Oh.
No, you don't have the disguise at all. You haven't even gotten it out of there. You can't access what's in the bag of holding. Give me an Arcana check. Seems very weird. But with 13 Arcana, again, this is a level 2 adventure. The DCs are extremely high. You think that Verity actually has this might be some sort of custom bag, which she did mention that she wanted from her. She was given to her by a friend when she won her first professional tournament. But she must have a password or a command word on the bag in order to access it.
Oh, I thought we were using our bag of holding.
No. If you recall, Snaps had that. You have your How to Sky.
Okay.
Has the Broom of Flying. You have Verity's bag of holding, which is interesting. Of course, she probably would have had something on there. She wouldn't have wanted you to, get her 5,000 gold and then be able to get it right back out, have access to it.
Well, it looks like they're going to have 2 uniforms in with their money.
Okay, so I am alone in the washroom.
There's people coming in and out as you're in there in one of the stalls.
All right, I give a flush, a loud camo cough. Reginald,
You can cast your message cantrip inside the stall. You don't have to use your spell book over your mouth.
can't get in this stupid bag. Go grab 2 more uniforms, I think. You can reply to this message. Just in case that guard from the other night's in here.
All right, so Reginald, you hear that whisper, the message whispered from the cantrip from Stinkfoot, who's in the privies, and says that she's got some sort of command word lock on the bag of holding. You can put things in it, but you can't take things out.
Well, that's a problem. How do you suppose I would get these uniforms to you without being seen?
Ideas?
I'm looking at the map, trying to figure out spa, laundry, tournament.
Yeah,
I mean, I still have my bag on me. It just doesn't look like I have my bag on me.
Well, you can't use your own bag of holding because with Adventurers League,
like my pack.
Oh yeah, you have your own pack and stuff. With your How to Disguise, you've got it all disguised. So if you want to go back in there to try to snag a couple more, you can try to do that if you want.
All right, so I don't see anyone. I don't see any mirrors around the stairwell or the non-spa entry to the laundry. So I am going to come out of the loo.
You also no security camera in the underground in the dining area. Actually, there is one. Apologies. There's one.
Restaurant. Yeah.
Yep, I can leave it in the hallway behind the staircase.
Okay, so I'm going to walk out of the washroom, get Reginald's attention, and head over towards the stairs going down / laundry room entry.
Okay. Go ahead, and this isn't really necessarily to stealth. Like, it's not really to hide or to be quiet, but I'm going to have you give me a stealth check like we did last week in order to be, flying casually, as it were, to where no one really notices that you're kind of standing around fidgeting and such. I'm not you, Reginald. That was for Stinkfoot.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank goodness.
Much better.
Your natural ones. Yeah.
Thanks for getting those out of the way, buddy.
In case anyone's wondering, also, I always have the players. We're using Roll20 as our VTT. I always have the players roll both dice, and we only apply the advantage or disadvantage. Use the other dice roll. We always use the left dice roll, but if they have advantage or disadvantage, then we will apply the right roll as well. But we always have them roll with advantage. That way, you don't have to worry about toggling things on and off. So 23 stealth, yeah, Stinkfoot, you can chill over there by the especially with your size as a deep gnome, kind of back underneath, by the railing, just kind of casually looking over and such like that. Reginald, heading back in.
As he walks by, I'm gonna say, "Let me know if there's anyone in there."
As a matter of fact, there is. There is an attendant that is washing some of the uniforms, and you see there's obviously a few drips of water back and forth between both of the wash basins. There's apparently one's for wash, the other's for rinse, and then of course the clothesline is for drying.
Oh,
so what would you like to do, Reginald? Obviously, it's going to be odd just to see another employee come walking in and just taking down the uniforms. But you'll probably have to make some sort of either convince them of something or make a sleight of hand to try to slip them out.
Oh, I'm going to start taking down the dry uniforms and folding them. As if I was getting ready to bring them back to the employee area.
The attendant turns and says, "I've got those, dear. It's my job."
I was told to come help.
Who told you that?
The manager. It's my first day. They told me to go help out with laundry till I got my footing and knew what I was doing.
Okay, so what I'm going to need from you is one of two rolls. You can choose which skill you want to use. You can either use persuade. Actually, I'll give you three different options. You can use persuasion, you can use deception, or you can use performance if you want to use performance to kind of, act your way out of the situation.
Well, I have a -1 in all three, so...
You do have your inspiration.
I do.
You can pat yourself.
I feel like that would be a little weird to do in the middle of this, because that has a verbal component. And verbal and somatic component, so that might be a bit off to do. I guess we will pick persuasion.
Okay. And you weren't using your inspiration, correct?
I didn't say it before I rolled, so there's nothing I can do about it.
She's very, very fishy. She thinks things. She kind of looks at you very, very oddly, and then we're going to check what her passive perception is.
More than 0.
To see if she can see through his disguise with a DC of 13. And her passive perception is a 10. So she kind of looks at you odd and is like going, not really sure about the reason you lied to her, because she can definitely, she's not really, I shouldn't say she's not, can tell you're lying because of the fact that you use persuasion, not deception. But she's like, well, someone told you wrong then. This is my area here. Go ahead and head back and speak with whoever's your supervisor in charge. And she turns back to hanging up some of the freshly washed uniforms. He rolled a 0, yeah.
Yes, straight up 0.
This is a fancy casino, Zarda. They do have flushing toilets.
I had something I was going to say, and my brain just went, it doesn't matter.
Well, if you want, I can give you a sleight of hand check if you want a sleight of hand to try to steal one uniform, because technically that's really all you need. Because you do have one uniform already that you got yesterday, or that you got the previous day, and you do have your hat of disguise. Technically, you only really need one. So if you want, I can give you a sleight of hand check, and we can try to grab it.
She has turned away from me at this point.
No, she's definitely kind of keeping an eye on you, so it won't be with a disadvantage, but you're not going to have it at advantage unless you want to use your persuasion
No.
or your inspiration.
I was more asking to see how closely she was looking to give myself a pat.
Oh no, you can do that. You can totally do that. Sure, you can give yourself guidance.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. Sure, that likes threes today. That's cool. Roll20's
So
just mad at me, everybody. I don't know what's going on.
Hey, there's a reason why I put that emote in there. So go ahead and click your change dice button.
Where is there? Oh. Ah.
Throws out their virtual dice and grabs another set from their virtual dice bag. There you go.
Stink feels like this is taking too long. I'm gonna head back out to the entrance and just watch the river flow.
Okay. Of course, you do see the signs. The as you enter in, don't get in the river Styx.
Oh yeah.
All the different rules about no cheating, all that stuff. Stay out of the river Styx. Don't cheat. Cheaters never prosper. Don't accost or threaten the patrons or staff. Keep your weapons hidden or sheathed at all times. Only employees may pass through the green trim doors. Win. All right, back to so Stinkfoot. You go out there, just kind of since you really haven't done anything, we'll go ahead and keep your stealth that you rolled earlier for 23. So you're just kind of blending in. So back into with Reginald. It's a fairly easy decision.
We're gonna try.
Keep in mind this for those watching. I do mention a lot that I am a player-oriented DM. I like to use inspiration as part of the story because it's really great for the players to use that. And then later on, if they do something inspiring, it usually gets, and people see it, it usually gets the party their inspiration back, as I always have players start with inspiration in the game. So feel free to use it. And we'll do something inspiring later to get it back, hopefully.
Oh, do I try one more persuasion? Or just try and take it?
Well, like I said, you just need the one. It's totally up to you. Why don't you roll a dice and let the chaos ensue?
You know what? Let me grab my bag of dice. So on evens, we're going to try and tell her a story as to why I was being shifty. On odds, we're just going to see if we can grab one and leave.
One odd, come on. Ulysses. Hello.
That's a 17. We're just gonna go for it.
Yeah. Being that Ulysses is in here, it's also to mention that we do have we did start our application to play with us from our community. Or if you join our community Discord and follow us here on the channel, there is a chance for you to send an application and be able to play one of these adventures with us. We do try to get two starting next week. We're going to try to have two extra players that will play parts 1 and parts 2 of the next adventure with us. And we do have Ulysses coming in next week playing Aurora with the group. And we have Lee coming in to play Mantaro. Mantaro is a fairy cleric. Oh, I'm sorry, no, fairy Circle of the Moon druid. And Aurora is a College of Eloquence. See, I'm not even, definitely not a Bard of Eloquence. A College of Eloquence Bard. So we'll have them in next week.
So I'm just making a sleight of hand check then, right?
You can do it.
I'm going to use my inspiration. I'm just going to say it ahead of time.
All right.
Throw that out there. So
7,
20.
3. is a 20. You are able to snag one of them as she is starting to kind of glances back after you've already taken it and kind of put it under your own coat underneath the hat of disguise or into your own pack or whatever. And she kind of gives you a nasty look and says, "What are you still doing here?"
Sorry, I'll leave now. I apologize for intruding.
And she kind of nods. Mr. Papa Squats and the new Pete can just take over if these folks end up in jail. So yes, you do have the extra uniform now. Because again, you only really needed the one. The extra one was just in case you wanted to in case Reginald wanted to put one on instead of using the hat of disguise for that. But it will still work out just fine.
All right, so you have there's enough disguise kit in the world to cover all of this fur.
So you can. That did take a little bit longer than what you initially planned on doing, especially with the mishap with the bag of holding. So it is getting fairly close to the time for the circus performance. So if you want to go ahead and bring your characters up over here to the circus performance area.
Head on up to the circus, wherever the entrance to the circus is.
Oh yeah, there's a door here beside you, Reginald, and there's a door here.
Aha. Into the circus area.
Mm-hmm. And in that area there, you notice that it's called Cirque Maladomini. They perform here for the enjoyment of all. As you start heading in there, you do notice that there's of course some double doors over here to the east side of the performance area. You see that there are a few tiefling acrobats, and they're doing performances with what appears to be some trained baboons. And a lion. And there are three tiefling acrobats performing. There's also a person, a tiefling that is playing, because as I mentioned, the music that plays like throughout the casino is kind of like, cowboy country style music or whatever. You do see that the one of the tiefling is there playing a banjo, playing music for while they're all performing. You also notice that the star of the show is, of course, they said is the lion named Imrus, and you see him leaping through flaming hoops and such like that as it goes on. You can see that each the room here itself actually descends down to the floor, and each one of these rows here is seating. And if you want to move up there, Stinkfoot, you can take a look inside as well.
So yeah, when I notice Reginald walk by, I'll grab a drink from the bartender, leave some coin, and wander up.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm still in employee garb, I'm probably not going to go take a seat for the performance.
Okay, sure.
Keep up appearances. I feel like I'll get yelled at if I go sit down for the performance.
Uh-huh. So, this is the act. You notice that there are just three tiefling acrobats. There is the trained lion named Emrys, and then of course they do have three trained baboons that perform different tricks, juggling things along those lines. And of course, the circus is in full swing, and you do notice that there are a lot of different patrons of the casino sitting all about, and you notice that the door in which the performers exit and enter is over here to the east side of the circus area.
Okay, that heads towards the animal staging area. That makes sense.
And then, of course, your security mirror is up here in the corner. Well, thank you. My wife came and picked up my familiar who was meowing at my feet for food.
Nice.
For those that want to, sometimes I'll bring her onto camera, but if anyone wants to see her, I actually bought a version of her in Lord of the Rings Online. So I have a little calico cat that follows me around.
Nice.
Meowing.
So they perform for about maybe 45 minutes or so. And I mean, the animals seem very well trained. The tiefling acrobats seem very well practiced as well. And then after about 45 minutes or so, they all return through the the double doors on the west, back into that area. So that gives you an idea of your animatronic dinosaur, as it were.
As far as keeping up appearances as an employee, I would have gone in, given it a quick look around to make sure everything's running okay, and then
Sure.
I would have left Reginald to... Wow, that's me. I would have left Stinkfoot to continue watching the show.
Yeah.
And
Stinkfoot jot down notes while that was happening. You could definitely have done that.
Sure.
Again, the lion's name was Emrys, Emrys. And then, Reginald, if you want to do something during that 45-minute show, what would you like to do?
I'm going to go ahead and make my way to the employee area towards the security lounge. Or the security room.
Sure.
See what kind of trouble I could get myself into, I guess. Head up to the mirror and the door. Open the door. Head right on in.
Sure. You do notice, of course, there is another door to the north and south of that passageway that goes about 60 feet. So, about 60 feet or so to the security mirror there as well. And, of course, the door to the south also.
Mm-hmm. I will be very cognizant of that I'm in view of the security mirror and not really pay attention to it. I'm supposed to be here. Don't mind me.
Go ahead and give me a stealth check. Just, like as I'm not trying to be quiet or sneak, but you're just more, trying to act, in a manner of an employee. Yeah, no problem. 15. You're able to maintain your cool, be nice and calm, and start making your way down towards the mirror. And you do have the doors to the north and south. Opening the door to the south, I did go through and unlock them since you have a pass card now.
Appreciated.
You do see a hallway. There is a security mirror at the end of the hallway. Let me double check your vision here. Control F. Yep, you can see to the end of the hallway there.
And that's facing towards the other door into the employee area.
Correct. The other entrance over by the bar, yes.
Okay. I'm going to take a step towards the security door for the security office, knock on the door, and then open it.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you open the door, give me 1 second here. You see 5 desks kind of face the west wall, which is covered with mirrors. Each mirror on the wall corresponds to a security mirror elsewhere in the casino, and you can see what's happening live within line of sight of the mirrors, all displayed here. You do see 3 tiefling guards that are walking back and forth, checking all the mirrors. With the mirrors, of course, watching the game tables and things like that. They kind of turn around and look at you and says, "Security only. What are you doing in here?"
Sorry. I didn't mean to intrude. I heard a rumor on the floor and I thought it was worth bringing up to security to see if there was something we need to do about it.
What's that?
There seems to be word circulating on the floor that Thistlebottom is very upset about being eliminated from the tournament and has been bragging locally at the bars that he's just going to come steal the statue himself.
Don't see how that halfling's going to be able to do that. We've got that thing locked down. What did you hear this?
Started hearing it last night, and then when I got to work today, I've been hearing it already echoing around the casino.
From who?
I heard a bartender talking about it. I heard a couple patrons talking about it.
Interesting.
At least 9 or 10 folks since I've been here.
I see. Which bartender? Do you know which one?
I'm kind of new. I don't know their name directly, but it is the bartender working at the North Bar today.
And he tiefling kind of walks back over to the mirror, looks through one of the mirrors that has a view of the bar, and points to the bartender. Says, "That one."
Is that the one I saw Stinkfoot talking to?
Yeah, kind of looking through that. I'm sorry, everyone that's watching via the stream. When I ping, it does bring the when the game master, the dungeon master, pings on the screen with their shift button down. It reorientates the map for the players to know what area you're speaking of. So yes, this mirror here they were looking through, looking at this bartender down here that Stinkfoot was talking to. And he kind of nods. When you nod to that, you see one of the security guards kind of whisper something, and you see this from the view of that mirror that he's watching. This security guard over here comes over and mentions something to the bartender, and the bartender then comes back into the room. And the security guard says, this employee is mentioning something about rumors of the halfling that lost yesterday might be trying to steal the trophy anyway. And the bar says, yes, one of the patrons had mentioned it earlier as well, and said something about they were upset and that the guards were not watching the tables properly because other people were cheating. And they said something about Thistlebottom going ahead and trying to, or is that, Thistlebottom, I believe. Can't remember the guy's name. Apologies.
Couldn't tell you the first name, but Thistlebottom.
That's Wumpus, yeah. And coming back to steal the trophy, they're like, and they kind of look at you. Now, since you brought up the witness as well, I'm going to give you advantage on your check. Again, deception, persuasion, or performance, your choice. And you could have easily cast guidance on yourself, yes, as you're there talking with the bartender and the security guard.
Okay, so I'll just roll that first. We have a 4.
Nice.
They're all -1. I'm just going to go for persuasion again.
All right.
8.
With advantage, you roll a 4 and a 1. With a -1, of course, that would be the 0. But the highest is going to be an 8. And then it kind of looks at you a little bit, and it's like, you said you're new.
I am.
What area are you working in?
Me looking at my notes super fast. Hold on.
No worries. He's kind of looking you up and down. Obviously, he seems a little concerned, but he doesn't obviously see through your disguise. Self.
I was assigned to Mineros, the racing track.
Oh, Oh yes, I could see that. It's still a great place to put new hires in. Well,
They told me it was easy to learn, so I would start there.
all right, all right. Well, go ahead and head on back to your station, and we'll figure something out. We'll have to. And you see him kind of look around. It kind of does what you're expecting with the bartender there as well. Obviously, they trust this bartender, and they do mention something. You hear. Give me a perception check as you're leaving, because they definitely look towards you to tell you to get back to your station, and the bartender will leave and go back to her station as well.
10.
You do mention in passing, or you hear in passing, them saying something about going to the guard and informing the guard in the tournament room about the situation, and then discuss what they want to do with whether they want to move it. And then one of them says something about going to speak with Quentin. And as you're aware, it does turn. Of course, you have to leave the room now, Reginald.
Mhm. Yes.
You hear that kind of in passing. But as you head out, you see one of the security guards come out and start heading down here,
Mm-hmm.
and goes into this office here.
Okay, so I could make an educated guess that is probably his office.
Mm-hmm. That you
Okay.
could. So let's. Why don't we go ahead here and before we continue on, let's go ahead and take a small little break here. I do hear my familiar again chirping as well, so I'm gonna have to go deal with her for a little bit. And let's just go ahead and take like maybe a 6-minute break or so, and
Okay.
we'll come back here and pick everything up. Does that sound all right for everyone? All right. Well, so everyone watching, please stick around. We take a small, short break. Feel free to go use the restroom, refresh your beverages, grab a snack, something like that, and we'll come back here as soon as the break's over and pick up. We're going to go ahead and get Stinkfoot and Reginald back together so we can start doing some stuff together. All right. We'll see everybody shortly. Please stick around.
These dice hate me. Absolutely.
right, welcome back, everyone. Thanks for sticking around for the what everyone seems in chat to think is going to be a horrible ending for our three heroes with the NPC, Morn being with them. Again, thanks everyone for joining tonight. Again, Dantishan, I was not able to play this evening. He had a family emergency come up. Again, we hope everything's fine and everything's well with his family and such. A little recap, of course. The characters are trying to steal a trophy and steal some gold from the vault of a casino. And we're going to pick that up here in a little bit. But we do want to take a little bit of time after the small breaks to chat with those in chat. Thanks everybody for watching tonight as well. If you're not a member of our Discord server, our community server, you can find that below in the About section, and you should be able to click on our Discord panel to get an invite to join our community Discord. Let's see. Vampire ups oh. Yes,
you know,
you listen.
I may not be a face, but I'm trying. Doing my best.
Yeah, 4 natural 1s and 6 rolls. That is pretty crazy.
You can. I think adventure level rules. You can completely reroll your character if you want to play a bard with some charisma.
Oh yes, that is something that you can do in the Futures League. Whenever your character levels or has the opportunity to level, you can rebuild them. The only thing that they ask is that you keep the character's name. So if you wanted to, obviously you want to play your ranger, but if you wanted to switch from, like, for example, if Design Lizard wanted to switch from wizard later on to try a different character, when he levels or has a chance to level, he can completely rebuild his character to something brand new. So if you wanted to change himself from a deep gnome wizard into, let's say, a Goliath barbarian named Stinkfoot, you could totally do so.
I mean, that would also make sense for a Goliath.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Not a Goliath rogue.
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of entertained. Doing face things with a -1 charisma. It's just good fun. Chaos, if you will.
Mitch, how high does that go when you can reroll characters in Adventures League? 10th level or just first tier?
No, it's all the way through. It used to be just tier 1, but now it's all the way through. They took that away. You can rebuild whatever you want your character to be.
Do we have a face in our group right now? Do any of us have a good charisma?
It's you.
I don't believe so.
If I have the highest charisma with a -1, we're in trouble.
I believe Snaps does have a fairly decent charisma. I think Snaps has like a 14 or a 16 charisma because they were, or actually no, just a 12, because they were mentioning what they wanted to do is eventually turn over to where they could maybe dual class as a bard, is what they were thinking of.
Bless you, Ulysses.
Yeah,
showing up with charisma.
All right, so back to the game. Reginald here, maybe a little shaken. We still had Stinkfoot was up in the circus, but things might have been taking too long. So Stinkfoot had mentioned heading back to the lounge area, and Morn, seeing us just sitting kind of at the bar chatting up the bartenders, hearing that the rumor has been going well, kind of heads over to the lounge area as well with Stink. So go ahead.
I'm heading into the employee lounge and just like chilling for a second, and then Stinkfoot can go do their thing.
Stink is getting a little nervous. It's taking way too long. He had that great stealth roll, but still. Shoot a message out to Reginald. Where are you? What's going on? Meet me in the potty. You can reply to this message.
Meet me in the potty.
Oh boy, that's a t-shirt slogan right there. I'll take a second upon hearing it and just kind of sigh mutter something about getting back to my station and walk out of the lounge because there are other people in here.
Mm-hmm. Entering in there real quick, you notice the room's about 60 foot long, about 50 foot wide, a long table surrounded by 10 chairs, kind of takes up the center of the room. The far corners each hold a couch, 2 cushioned chairs, and a coffee table. And you do notice that there are 3 tiefling employees kind of here on break. They are fairly chatty as you enter in. You're kind of looking around. They all kind of look up at you and see your uniform and kind of nod in your direction. And they do seem to be not overly fond of Quentin. They seem to be making jokes about him behind his back.
Anything interesting?
Nothing really interesting unless you want to engage in conversation with them.
For sure.
Or do you want to come back to engage them in conversation once you get back with your companions?
I feel like I should probably get back to Stinkfoot. As much as I would love to try more persuasion rolls.
Of course you can when you get together. Yeah, you guys can all come back to the employee lounge.
Yeah. Like I said, I'll sigh, I'll nod to everybody, mumble something about getting back to my station, and once I'm out towards the door, we'll finish replying to Stinkfoot.
Okay.
That went to security. They are worried about the statue being stolen by Thistlebottom. Is there a word limit on message?
There is. I'm trying to remember. 25?
25, I think. That's what he's following for, viewers, is making sure that the word count is correct.
Yes, that's why my language is a little broken up. I don't see a number in there.
Oh.
Well, no, that might be
sending.
Sending. Yeah, sending has the word limit. There you go.
Oh, in that case, I'm not worried about my language. They sent a guard to speak with what's his face to discuss what they're going to do about it. Toggle Pocket. See you in the potty. And I will make my way to the potty.
So yeah, you would have had it's not a problem. You definitely know the range of your spells, so you would have had to set it somewhere in this area when you were walking by to cast the spell.
120 feet, yeah.
Yeah, because it's from where he was in that. Yeah, this is about the range of the message spell. So you ran over to the bar to grab Morn. You could easily cast that spell and make your way back over there. So all of you can go into the privy. Again, you have created the disguises already. The beautiful tiefling disguises back at your hideouts. And so everyone can don their disguises and the different...
Are we doing this now with the disguises? Or do we want to save that for tomorrow when we're actually doing the heist? What's the plan? What are we doing?
That's totally up to you. We do have about an hour and a half, so we can work through the heist right now if you want. Or you can do some more planning if you want to. Totally up to you.
Yeah, if you're thinking about tomorrow, I can just use one of my 3 disguise selves. Or I can just cast disguise self. Just to get in the employee lounge. But then we have to worry about more.
Well, what I'm saying is that they could use their disguises. You can get the information from the employee lounge, and then if you want to continue on, you can. Or if you want to head back to get more planning, you can do so as well.
True. All right.
Well, while we're in here, I will inform everybody that the employees currently on break are not a fan of Toggle Pocket. They were tearing into him pretty good in the break room.
Ooh, let's go back and join in.
Apologies, everyone. was mentioning on the stream Friday that I was normally wear contacts to stop the reflection from my screen during streams. And then when I was taking my contacts out yesterday, I scratched my eyeballs, so I can't wear them. It feels like I got an eyelash in there all constantly, so I have to rub the itch or whatever. So yeah, you can go ahead and don the disguises and make your way back over to the employee break room if you want.
Sure.
Let's go. Try to keep Morn doesn't have a card yet, right? So we'll just keep Morn between us.
Yeah, that's fine, unless you want Morn to try to get a card.
Please don't
Or
get
is it-
invested more.
It is a sleight of hand check.
pretty
How
good,
far
though, right?
off are we on the shift change right
He's
now?
very good. He rolled a 21 on his sleight of hand check. So, kind of coming out of the bathroom with his disguise on, he's able to pick up a key card from a passing employee very deftly. And he mentioned that as you get over there, and he kind of pulls it out of his pocket and kind of looks at you and smiles a little bit, kind of flipping it between his fingers. Again, really skilled, just very horrible in combat.
Hope we're not fighting anymore this week.
All right, so yeah, you're all able to go into the employee lounge, which is right over here, Stinkfoot. We're going to close that door over there for the security. And yeah, again, all of them, everyone appearing to be tieflings, as only tieflings are employed here at the casino, being that it is a Nine Hells themed casino. And again, just they're chatting back and forth. Nothing. They're not really saying anything horrible about Quentin Togglepocket. It's just that he's not very well liked. From what you heard from, of course, Verity, he's a very fake person. Obviously, he tricked her and ended up stealing everything from her. But give me, again, we'll go through deception, persuasion, or performance, your choice, to try to get information from the employees. Unless there's anything specific you want to ask them without, blowing your covers. If you have something specific, go ahead. And I'll make that while we're figuring that out for Morn.
Yep.
Go ahead.
I'm just going to try and fit in.
I hear they call him Toggle Pocket.
Yeah. Zarda says, "Do they ask how to get in the vault?" They don't.
How about that vault, right?
Obviously, you're making these checks. They can't see through your disguises, so they aren't really. That's not concerning to them. Perhaps maybe you're just really new, or again, we are D&D players. There's a lot of D&D players that aren't naturally sociable people, so maybe you're just getting the wrong questions. So, but Morn, pardon me, does get a 16. And does get a bit of information for you as he's kind of chatting with him, having a little bit more charisma as a drow, but of course just like a tiefling. But you do find out that Quentin recently added a new security measure to the casino's vault, and it is Quentin refers to this person as Virgil. And it is some sort of minotaur skeleton.
Oh.
And that Quentin controls it with a magic rod that he keeps in his office.
Sounds like a animatronic skeleton to me there, Reginald.
Just thinking the same thing, Stinkfoot.
I make an offhand comment to the employees in the room about the amount of time our friend Quentin spends actually in the casino.
He's here almost 24 hours a day.
Oh, okay. Thought maybe it was one of those guys that's never around.
As you say that, everyone give me a perception check. Oh my goodness, you guys are just stellar rolls. Stellar rolls. I might have to start going for your passive perceptions.
Can I get a new button to throw my dice?
Throw your dice. If you want, actually, in Roll20, if you do want to emote, you can just type in /EM in the chat, and then whatever you type after that is will pop up as your emote. But that he does throw your dice, yeah. He throws dice across the room. Nice. Flip the table. Flip the table. No, don't flip the table. But actually, with your passive perception, Reginald, we're going to use that, and also the active perception from Morn. You do hear a door out here in the hallway open up, and you do hear the voice of the guard that you were speaking to, and you hear a fairly high-pitched voice of what you can definitely has a gnomish accent. Mentions, well, I'll have to put more security over the tournament area if that sore loser is going to come back. But I think we should go ahead and, for the time being, move the trophy from the display area. And I'm sure Virgil will keep a great eye on it.
Morn, go grab the rod, quick. He's not in his office.
Do you say that right in front of all of the employees that are right in front of you?
Yeah, I don't.
Okay. You can make hand gestures to one another if you wish to. If you want to go down there to check it out now, you don't know how long he's going to be gone.
Or if he took the rod with him to put it in the vault.
Put the rod that controls the guard in the vault with the
No, bring the rod with him to...
Oh.
Yeah.
There's only two ways to find out, my friend.
I did the last chaotic thing. If you want to start this, go for it. I'm here with you.
I want more to do it. I'm not very stealthy. I'm a wizard. All right. I mentioned to Reginald and Morn that I'm going to go check on my friend Rodney. And
If you want Rep Moore to go with you, he can.
Yeah, I'm going to give him the old wink and nod.
Reginald, do you want to just go ahead and join them instead of just sitting in the employee room by yourself? What would you like to do?
I'm gonna keep trying to chat up the folks in here and keep an ear out for if the boss is coming back. Try and ask them questions about the racing table. Tell them I'm new, trying to get my bearings. Hopefully that keeps them talking.
Yeah, just if they'll talk to you about that. You don't have to make a persuasion check or anything like that to get them just to chat, because they do. Being here in the employee lounge, they're all really chatty. So yeah, they'll totally. You can totally keep them occupied if you want.
Yeah, I just want to make sure none of them are. Based off of what Stinkfoot said, I have a gist of where they're headed. I want to make sure these employees are engaged with me and will not interrupt.
Sure. All right, so you get down there, and it doesn't appear that the door's locked.
I'm going to mention to Morn that there's a mirror sort of over his shoulder. And I am going to knock on the security door, asking Morn to get in and find that rod and get out. and I'm gonna go talk to security. Knock, knock, knock.
Oh no, I know. I feel your pain.
All my rolls are out. All my bad rolls are out. This is gonna go great.
All right,
Stress.
they do tell you to go ahead and come in. And while you do that, Morn is going to go ahead and step into the room.
So, yeah, I tell them the same story. I told them I rode into work this morning with a Sverf Neblin who was telling everyone that last night on the way home, everyone knows Wampus is Pompous, but old Pompous Thistledown was running his mouth about how unfair this tournament was and how he'd be better off just stealing the trophy himself. And yeah, going on, and I heard the bartender talking about it.
They will turn to you and kind of raise their hands up, say, yes, it's been reported to us and we're taking care of it now. So go ahead and head back to your duties.
All right, if we see Pompous Wampus walking around, should we let you know? What should we do?
The nearest security guard on the floor.
Excellent, excellent. You guys are doing a great job. I fumble with the door trying to get out.
And one of the guards turns to the other guard and says, we're definitely going to have to do something about keeping employees from bothering us and talk with the ones on the floor. And the other one comes over and opens the door and escorts you out.
Hey, did you guys hear that joke about the men? No. All right. Pop out. Oop, the hallway's empty.
So here's the thing. Morn is in there. I'm not going to do anything with Morn, as this is not a situation that the NPCs should be taking care of. This is something that you, as the PCs, should be doing. So if you'd like to join him in there, that's fine. Otherwise, he will probably come out with nothing. But you can make a group stealth check to go down in there. I mean, you both have fairly decent dexterities, and you're both skilled with stealth.
I don't know if now's the time or not, but I'm going to burn my inspiration just in case. I'll make a stealth check to go sneak into the boss's office.
There you go.
Who's in here? Oh, shoot.
No, he's not there.
Oh,
He's not.
There's a guy at the desk.
No, he is not there.
Run!
As I mentioned, he was heading down the hallway with the security guard. Obviously, using the term Virgil, preparing to move the statue into the vault so that it can be taken care of. But as you do enter in, you see the room. There's a small little L-shaped desk sized for a gnome, cushioned chairs, knickknacks on the shelves. A painted bas relief spans the entire north wall and depicts a host of winged devils catching mortals as they plunge into the depths and fires of the nine hells.
All right, I'm going to look around for said rod of controlling things.
There are some desk drawers. You notice on the top drawer holds a red candle, a quill, a jar of ink, a few sheets of parchment, a few envelopes, and a tiny glass key. Oh, actually, the glass key is not there. My apologies. He took the key with him. My apologies. Oops. And a copper ring that bears his wax seal. And there's a velvet pouch that you can hear a little jingling. Of some coin.
Okay, some coin. All right. Crap. Guess I have to assume he has it on him. Sneak out, grab more.
The bottom drawer. Are you gonna?
Oh,
you just checked in the one drawer.
Of course. Sorry. I thought we got.
Yeah. For the viewers out there,
I didn't see the bottom drawer.
For the viewers that are watching and for the other players as well, one of the things that we do is we want to make sure that we're reading the exact text they put in the adventure. That way, the players we're going to have make sure that the players always listen to those a little bit better for our future things, because they do put these adventures are written more for a wider audience than a lot of older adventures for Dungeons and Dragons. Like first, second, third edition were a lot more complicated in their the way that the games were written, a lot more complicated language. Now you'll notice that in the box text that a DM will read does give a lot of the information about where the players should search looking about. But checking the bottom drawer, you do see that there's an unlocked wooden case, and it is currently open. And it looks as if there's something like maybe something about 12 inches long or something like a wand or a rod would be in there. But he obviously has that with him as he's heading to most likely move the trophy, the statuette.
All right, I'm going to just message Reginald and say, looks like the rod's with him. Nothing else good in the room. Heading back to the lounge, employee lounge, I guess. Reply if that's not a good idea. And I start counting in my head.
Any response?
Are they just talking in the lounge still? Just engaging with me?
Yeah.
I will say aloud and respond at the same time. Just sounds good to me. I appreciate your insight.
Wait, I have to make an insight check? It's probably going to be a 6.
No. I'm referring to the employees for the insight of the games. Yes.
All right, I call Morn to follow me.
As you exit, he kind of points down in this direction of the hallway and whispers, "Isn't there another room down there on the map that we were given?"
There is. Right opposite the mirror.
Some sort of other office.
All right. I would like to sneak into this office. I will, kind of with my back to the mirror, message Otter. We're going into the office around the corner. If you want to come meet us, this should be good.
Morn puts his hand on your shoulder as you're getting ready just to enter the office. And he looks at you and he points to your face, and he points to your ears, and he points to the door. Indicating for you to listen at the door before just opening it and going in.
I'm sitting at the door.
There you go, 16. You do not hear anything on the other side of the other side of the door.
You doke. Somebody's sleeping on the bed. Great.
No, it's a clerk's office. Contains another L-shaped desk, atop which says a candlestick and a thick open ledger. Other furnishings include cushioned chairs and 2 bare bookshelves.
All right, I will message Otter. We're in the office around the corner. Come. Sorry, Reginald. And then I guess I will check the desk and drawers and the like.
The ledger?
Sure.
Yeah, that's the only thing that was in the box text to get on the desk. So, looking through the ledger itself, you kind of have to spend a little bit of time. But you do notice that the ledger magically tracks all money moving in and out of the casino. Every coin and chip that passes through the cashier's booth is recorded here in the appropriate column, scrawled in ink as if by some invisible hand, and you actually see it. So some numbers being put into the different columns and such. And kind of reading over it, you can also verify that casino's vaults contain roughly, at all times, roughly 5,000 gold in coinage. And that's, with that perception, that's pretty much anything of note that you find in the room.
Okay, and that's about what Verity wanted us to steal back was the 5K.
Mm-hmm. So, what would you like to? You want to continue on with and put the heist into motion, or do you want to head back to your um, hideouts to make more plans? It looks like we're having a little few technical difficulties with um, the Design Lizard's camera. So why don't we go ahead and go back to, since it's almost the top of the hour, let's go ahead and take another small break. Maybe just throw up the technical difficulties image, and we'll come back here in a few minutes once we get the techno issues fixed. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right. Sorry, everyone. We'll be back. Just a few technical difficulties. We'll be back shortly. All right, welcome back, everyone. Sorry about that. We're having a few technical difficulties with the cameras, a little bit of jumpiness here and there, but we have everyone back, and it looks good so far. So when we left off, the characters were in the clerk's office and had discovered that the vault does indeed contain about 5,000 gold at any one time, which is pretty much the exact amount that Verity was asking for them to steal back. Oh, Mr. Pop Squats, thanks for the gifted sub. Very, very cool. What subs do is they help the channel for everyone that's watching, if you're not sure what a sub is, and it also will turn off your commercials and such, all of the ads that play when you jump into the channel to watch the different streams. So do you all want to continue on, or do you want to head back to your hideout to do a little bit more planning? It seems that you've been coming up with a general idea of how you want things to go. Mentioning earlier having your animatronic dinosaur, for those that did not happen to see the first adventure, they did set loose an animatronic dinosaur in the museum in their first heist, which enabled them to get a lot of stuff done. So what would you like to do? You want to continue on, or do you want to continue to move back to the hideout for some planning?
Do we want to stick our head in the animal enclosure real quick on the way out and head back to plan?
You can do that.
Sure.
As you can probably safely assume that door in there, the hallway you first entered into, Reginald, that doorway most likely leads into that area.
Okay. I will meet you all. Do we all want to go, or only send one person?
I think it might be conspicuous to do 3. It's not like we're in combat.
Okay.
Yeah, and Morn will nod to you, and he will go ahead and head out this employee door over here.
Sames.
I guess I'll meet you back in the potty.
No, stay at the hideout.
At the hideout, then. Fantastic. I'll see you there. And the employees already know that I'm new, so it wouldn't really be weirdly out of character for me to go stick my head through this door just to see what's in here.
Sure, go ahead.
Just gonna stick my head in here, check it out.
Room smells like hay and musk. You see 3 crates rest on the floor in one of the corners. Portable cage on rollers sits beside him. Floor-to-ceiling bars form 2 larger cages against the north wall. A wooden chest sits against the east wall near the biggest cage. Resting on the lid of the chest is a ring of keys. You do notice that there are 3 tiefling acrobats that are rehearsing here in the middle of the room. You see one of them's doing a one-handed handstand, the other one's twirling a flaming hoop, and the other one's plucking the banjo. They kind of notice you entering, so it's like, yeah, what can we do for you? Yes.
Oh, I'm just new here. I just wanted to check out and see what was back here and see if I could catch a glimpse of you guys practicing. I don't get to really watch the shows from the floor.
Oh, yes, that's true. Well, have you ever decided to why not come sometime on your day off, or perhaps after your shift, stick around?
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, of course. But yes, this is Imris over here in the corner, and they kind of gesture to the lion, and it on cue lets out a roar.
Aren't you worried about working with such a big cat?
No, we're all very well rehearsed with working with the lion. He's of course a little bit older, but he is very well trained, and of course we always keep something on hand just in case things go awry, as it were. And they kind of with their heads kind of gesture to that chest beside Imris's cage.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Well, don't let me keep you from rehearsal,
Oh, of course.
and hopefully I'll get to see you guys in your show soon. I just wanted to pop my head in and say hi.
Wonderful, wonderful. It's always wonderful to meet new employees. Yes, we'll look forward to seeing you in the casino. And they kind of gesture to you warmly and return back to their rehearsing.
Do I see anything else in the room that catches my eye before I turn to head home?
Other than the keys that are on top of that chest.
Yep, other than the keys.
Nope, that's about it.
Okay. I will nod to the group and make my way out. And head to the bathroom, change appearances, and head back to the base.
All right. And as you do happen to get a sight of Quentin on the floor, kind of talking with some of the different, high rollers here and there that you recognize from the game that aren't really gambling at the moment. You do find out that a couple more of the participants have lost. Anise Bellafleur is one of them that also has been knocked out, and Whip Walsh has been knocked out as well of the tournament. So that brings them down to 1, 2, 3, 4 participants. 5 participants. Sorry, 5 participants remaining in the tournament. All right, and you are able to, of course, when you see Quentin, you do notice what he looks like. He's dressed kind of a devilish countenance to rival Mephistopheles. He's got his beard, kind of trimmed down, and like the little sharp goatee with the pointy beard and a mustache, all obviously dyed black as his head is bald. And of course, looking at him, you see that he is definitely flaunting his wealth, as it were. And you do notice that there are massive gem inlaid gold rings on his fingers. But catching a glimpse of him, you're able to head back with your companions and make it back to Troll Skull Alley, to the manor, and can take a few moments to discuss your plan. Go ahead.
Sure. Filling in Stingfoot and Morn, the performers seem to generally keep in that back area. We might have to work on catching them at a good moment if we're going to set those animals loose. There is a key ring, a ring of keys, next to Emrys, the lion.
Excellent. So we're thinking set the animals loose. Hopefully at some point grab that rod and hit the vault.
If the animals cause enough chaos for us to have a chance to possibly bump into Toggle Bottom and lift that rod, we should be home free.
Excellent. I'm sure our friend Morn will scoop that up, no problem, if we can arrange it.
So the question would be, how do you want to get your hands on that rod, and do you have a backup plan if you don't? Probably no backup plan, because you probably won't survive against a Minotaur skeleton.
So if I disguise myself without the rod, if I just disguise myself as our dear friend Quentin.
Toggle Pocket?
Yeah. Wonder if it would attack me.
Well, you do know that he took the rod. You can easily surmise, even with the passive arcana, that it would, because obviously he took it from his office when he went to go move the trophy. So yeah. Bird Scare, you can play Who Let the Dogs Out when you release the animals.
Well, if we can't
All right.
get the rod, we're in for a bad time.
Mm-hmm. So, what do you want to? Do you have an idea of when you want to try to get the rod from him? Do you want to have someone go to his office to speak with him? Do you want to have it when the chaos ensues from releasing the animals? Do you want to approach him when he's on the floor? Do you want to corner him in his room, in his office, and knock him out or something to get the rod? There's always the direct approach if the sneaky way doesn't come through. And plus, you can always wear your disguises.
We could call that Plan B. Right?
Improvised
I think
smash and grab?
Yeah,
Question mark?
it's going to be Morn during the chaos of the... So, Reginald, when do you think we can get at the animals without the dancers being in the room?
Based off of when you saw their performance, was it just the dancers first and then they brought out the animals?
No, they're the only three performers. One of them, again, was the banjo player. The other two were the tumblers and worked with the baboons and with the lion. They all came out together.
They all came out together.
Obviously, they would all have to leave. They would probably have time for take breaks themselves. You did notice that the cages were fairly secure and locked, with the bars and the doors there. Obviously, most likely the keys on the chest are probably to the chest and to the doors.
Mm-hmm. So we should probably have Reginald go into the animal room and say, "Hurry! They need you in the laundry. Get them."
I don't need another 2 natural ones in my life.
You can probably. That's just kind of like beating a dead horse. You should probably keep away from the laundry and the spas.
Just, I don't want to go back there.
No, you don't have to go to the laundry. Just tell the performers they need you in the laundry. They have questions about your costumes.
There was a problem with your costumes for the next show. They need to see you in the laundry room. That's
possible. You could do that. Keep in mind, you have not done anything inspiring yet to get your inspiration back yet.
Nope.
That might be a very tall order for Reginald to make a charisma check. So
I'm just gonna click this out of spite and watch this be a fantastic roll. Nope. Okay.
Yeah. You could do something like that. That might be possible. You could perhaps maybe does Stinkfoot have a -1 to their charisma as well?
You bet.
Oh goodness.
I love it here.
I'm assuming you're wanting me to check for Morn, right?
Sure.
Morn's charisma. If we can get there we go. Oh no. Since we are playing Adventures, it would be different to actually a learning thing for those watching. If for homebrew games, sometimes as a DM, you'll just go ahead and make a brand new character to play as an NPC along with your companions. With Adventurers League, you can add some NPCs to help out the party here and there. Like maybe if the party doesn't have a healer, there's only 2 or 3 people, you can have a healer NPC with them. But they all have to have monster stat blocks that are legal to play in Adventurers League. For example, I could not bring in a monster stat block from the Magic the Gathering campaign worlds from D&D because those are not Adventurers League legal. I could bring something in from Eberron if we were playing the Eberron Adventurers League campaign, but since we're playing Forgotten Realms, we do have to bring in a NPC stat block from a monster, and basically Morn is just a basic drow NPC. That being said, they do have a +1 to their charisma checks with a charisma of 12.
It's better than us.
Now, he will inform you he does have magics available if you need him to use them.
What do you have at your disposal?
Well, he can cast darkness and he can cast fairy fire once a day.
Darkness
So
could
that-
be interesting.
Mm-hmm. So let's go ahead then and walk through your plan, as it were, of when you're coming in. What are you going to do once you get into the casino? Are you going to come in during shift change? As one of our viewers mentioned in the chat, if you came in during the shift change, things are kind of a little off kilter as workers are taking over for others and such like that. Ideas,
I
thoughts?
was thinking something similar there of use the chaos of the shift change.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm sure that would be around the time the performers would be getting ready to have a break before the show.
Well, keep in mind that on the shift change and in the middle of a shift is when and then at the end, well, basically because the beginning of shift at a shift change is every 8 hours, and then they perform every 4 hours. So one shift changes, and the middle of a shift is when they perform.
Okay, so they would probably either take a break after the show or right before the show, which would not probably after, which would take us out of the shift change time slot.
Mm-hmm.
We could utilize darkness and just go nuts, I guess. Drop darkness on the performers in the room, release the animals, and
Started the
skedaddle.
show's about 45 minutes long. It doesn't really say so in the adventure, but I placed it at about 45 minutes.
Okay. So first step, release the animals.
Yes.
Second step, acquire the rod.
Okay.
Plan B, knock them out, take the rod.
Is your plan B? Okay.
Then step 3.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hour-long performances. My apologies. Hour-long performance, not 45 minutes.
Oh, that changes our whole plan. We have to start over.
Okay. And then try to get the rod, and then obviously you're hoping that the chaos that ensues from releasing the animals will draw the security guards out of the security room. What are your characters have at least 10, 13 intelligence, right? Something around there. You could easily. 10. Okay, you could that's average intelligence. You could easily assume that at least one security guard would stay behind in the security room. So 2 of them would probably rush out to help. You could probably safely assume that they would have to have one stay behind, just probably in normal operating procedures to have someone there to man the mirrors. So in order to get past them, you'll have to get past them to get into the vault. So you're getting in, releasing the animals, trying to get the rod, hoping that Quentin will come out in the confusion to see what's going on. And then that should draw the security guards. At least one will remain in the room. Then you'll have to. How do you plan on getting past that? You could utilize darkness there, I guess.
That'd probably be the better use of darkness.
Mm-hmm. Alternatively, we could use it to panic the animals when they open the cages themselves, so we wouldn't actually have to try and break the animals out.
Like during the performance?
As when the shift change happens, that's when the performance would start. Get in there, and when they open the cages to let the animals out to begin the performance, do we think, you know Arcana more than me, do you think an animal being plunged into darkness would be enough to panic them out of the control of their handlers?
Your rolls tonight. Oh my goodness. What's your passive Arcana? Your passive Arcana is 15, right?
Should be.
Yeah. So it's because you have a +5 roll, and it's 10 plus your proficiency bonus and your ability score bonus. So with a 15, you think something like, what are your cantrips right now that you have?
Oh boy, spells. I have Mage Hand. Message, Firebolt. Toll the dead, spare the dying.
Dancing lights could work, and Morn does have dancing lights. If you wished him to use the dancing lights, that might spook them more than the darkness itself.
Okay.
Okay, then we can save darkness for the security room.
That, if you want to.
I mean, if in worst case, I do also have entangle. If that would help us in any way.
Oh, there you go. That's nice.
Or speak with animals. You know, hey guys, I need you to cause a scene. I'll make sure you get lots of good food tonight.
Hey, pop up a spell. Let's take a look at it. Let's look at what the ranger can do with what they're good at, working with animals. So you cast one yourself.
Beasts.
That lasts for 10 minutes. Yes, they're all beasts. The lions and the baboons are beasts.
One small favor to you.
Yep.
Run amok.
Yeah, you could do something like that. That might even be better than using the dancing lights.
Oh boy. More persuasion from Reginald.
Hey, you actually be using. I actually have you use animal handling for that instead of actually making a persuasion check.
Okay, that's not a -1.
Yeah.
I mean, that is an option we could go.
Okay. All right. So,
Mage Hand.
Pardon?
Scare the animals with some Mage Hand if speak with animals doesn't work.
Oh, so you could probably safely assume that speak with animals would work.
Okay, good.
Because there's really no save.
Right. No rolls involved.
Exactly. Other than the persuasion of using an animal handling check, which I would give you advantage because of using the speak with animals.
Okay. Well, that sounds like our plan A. How do we convince the performers to let me talk to the animals? Because if I just walk in there and start talking lion, they're going to be like, what's going on?
Drop a disguise self on myself and be one of the security guards and interview them all if they've heard anything about this plot to steal this, or pull them aside as a security guard and say we're investigating rumors of
So use to make yourself look like the security guards with their armor on top of their uniforms.
Yeah,
that's a great idea. That's a very great idea. That's a very inspiring idea. So everyone take back your inspiration.
Ooh. Okay. So that's our plan for step 1.
Okay.
Step 2 is wing it with part 2, depending on what happens. And part 3 is a big question mark, but I guess we'll figure that out when we get there.
Mm-hmm. All right, so are we ready to put the plan in motion? Is there anything specific that you want to do? What is everyone's gold situation?
5. Well, no.
14.
Hold on. Because we made gold last session.
You did get gold last session.
I have 75.
All right. I was going to remind you all of the shared campaigns thing for Adventurers League that you can purchase. You can purchase them during the adventure or in between adventures. You can have access to potions, and you do have access to spell scrolls as well. And as a wizard, if you want Stinkfoot in between games, you can take some of your gold and put them into purchasing scrolls that you can then in turn scribe into your spell book as a wizard.
Yep.
It's hard to pretend you're a vet and they need prostate exams.
That'll get them moving.
Oh boy. And I believe we still all have our potion of vitality, right?
From the first adventure, yeah.
Yep.
Because you can bring up to 5 in tier 1. You can bring up to 5 consumables, 5 uncommon magic, or 5 common magic items, and 1 uncommon or higher magic item. It's a permanent item. The consumables, the rarity of those does not matter with compared to your other permanent items that you bring with you.
Okay. I think I'm doing all right. I have a healer's kit on me.
Mm-hmm.
I have a potion of vitality.
Okay.
I did buy a potion of healing, which is why I have 14 gold.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. All right. So the plan's in motion, although the end of it's a little fuzzy.
It's fine. It'll be fine. It will be fine.
It's part of the chaos, right? That you want to bring to the situation. So, that evening you're able to go ahead and everyone take the benefits of a long rest if you've spent any of your resources. And then what time of the day are you wanting to do this? When it first opens in the morning? Or I should say I said it was open 24 hours. It didn't really mention anywhere that I went through to read to see that. So I'm just assuming it's a casino that they're open 24 hours. So do you want to do this during like the first shift, the second shift, or the middle midnight shift?
Whenever there'll be the most people for the animals to disrupt.
Most likely that would probably be the after the second shift, like
if the tournament's ending today, it's probably going to be towards the end of the day. There's going to be a lot of folks around.
True.
Let the animals out, and there's 4 people on the casino floor because it's 8 in the morning.
Just one old lady at the slot machine.
This is the day that the tournament will end, you believe, that evening. So going in around 4 o'clock then, or do you want to go in before to get at the, because obviously people are going to not just arrive at 4 o'clock for their shift, they're going to come in a little bit early. And then of course that 4 o'clock is when the performance takes place in the circus. It's the Cirque Maladameni. All right, so let's go ahead and bring you all back over there. You think that the most people that would be there would probably be mid-shift, around for the 8 o'clock show of the circus performances. So what do you want to do for those first 4 hours?
Pretend like I don't know. We can just wander around and then disguise up around when we need to.
Okay, well let's go ahead then.
Fair.
Yeah, that sounds really great. So you can go in as yourselves, and then have your disguises and everything with you. Right before the middle of the shift, when the performances would be starting at 8, when the most people would be around, getting close to the end of the tournament. Then you can put on your disguises and set in motion just before the performance when there's the most people. All right, so what we're going to do, bring everyone back over the map. I think I might have, we moved you back to the original play. Let's take it back over to the map. And we're going to, don't really have to worry about what's happening during the first 4 hours. You can walk about as yourselves, check out the different tables, the slots, all that. Even go up and maybe watch some of the tournament if you want to. But we're going to go ahead and kind of fast forward to right before you want to put your stuff in motion. So let's go ahead and bring everyone up over here. You've already gotten your disguises. Again, we had the natural 20 plus the guidance of, I believe it was a 28 for your disguises from for Morn and for Stinkfoot. Reginald does have your how to disguise, and you are disguised as employees. It is just beforehand, and of course you do have your disguise spell itself, Stink, if need be. yourself. All right, so you find yourselves about 20 minutes before the show. People are starting to fill in to the small little arena area where the performances are going to take place.
Me just checking this real quick. It's a verbal somatic for speak with animals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, theoretically, it is a ritual, so I could just go in the bathroom, do that, and have 10 minutes. Right?
Yeah, if you wanted to do that ahead of time, you could easily have it ready to go because it is actually. Oh, hold on a second though. The problem is I don't think that rangers are ritual casters. Double check that though.
Would they need the feat to be able to ritual cast?
No, basically, when the spellcasters have spell casting as their ability, it should say they're spell casting if they are ritual casters. I don't think rangers are. But I might be wrong. Again, I've done so many different editions. It's kind of hard to keep rules.
I've never played a ranger, so it's a good question to ask.
In spellcasting, rangers do not have ritual casting.
Artificer, bard, cleric, druid, wizard.
Then I'm just casting it regular old way.
Okay. So again, the plan was, Stink, you have your disguise on as an employee, but you were going to cast your actual disguise self spell to disguise yourself as a security guard to go in to speak to the acrobat. So let's take it off from there.
Right.
Okay, I'll follow Stinkfoot. I'll follow your lead.
Uh-huh.
And once you have their attention, I'll go talk with the animals.
All right. Your characters are up here.
Yep. I have such a hard time with doors. I love closing doors that... Alright, so I walk in. Let me just make sure I cast off my... mark that spell slot down in case things go awry. I want to make sure I've...
Mm-hmm.
Two. Alright, so I wander in. And maybe I'm making a little bit like I'm afraid of the animals, so I come over to here and I call the three dancers over. I kind of try to get them.
What is your spell save DC, by the way? 13?
Should be.
All right. Let me double check for them.
DC 13.
Yep. So their passive perception does not see through your disguised self. And the one with the banjo comes over and says, yeah. What's going on? We're getting ready to perform here. About 15 minutes.
I need 5 minutes of all your time. Just come over here quick. We have a problem in the casino.
And they all come over in this direction as they have no reason to not believe you're a guard.
Okay. I start going into the spiel about we've had to make some arrangements, some changes to the schedule, some changes to the plans. That pompous wampus Thistledown has made threats against the casino and threats to come steal the statue, the final award. And one by one, I ask them anything even close to anything remotely related to anything that sounds like anything that could be anything to do with a plot against the casino. And I need your undivided attention. This is very important for all of the employees' safety, all the patrons' safety, anything you've heard. And one by one,
Okay. So as you're doing that, go ahead and give me a stealth check, Reginald. Since they are distracted by Stink, you can take that with advantage to make it over to the thing there. Ooh, glad you had advantage. Keep in mind that is a sleight of hand, not a stealth, but it's your same check, which is fine. Which is the same adjustment. So 21.
It actually would be 2 higher for stealth.
Oh, 3. There you go. To make it over to the wooden chest, you see the wooden chest there, and you also see the keys on it. Morn, as a regular disguised as a regular employee, is over here standing with the guard, distracting the acrobats. So what would you like to do first, Reginald, while you're over there?
Well, I guess take the keys.
Okay.
Would be a good
Sure.
start.
Sure.
And then
Okay.
talk to Emrys.
Okay.
Hey, big
Castle.
guy, how's it going?
Can't really talk back to you, but like the kind of roar in a way, and you kind of understand. Just excited. He's excited, getting ready to perform. He loves the tieflings are really great to him, and he loves performing.
Oh man, they wanted me to come and ask you about doing them a favor tonight. They wanted to do something special for the show.
He kind of roars back. What's that?
When the show starts, they want you and the other animals to rush out into the casino, into the outer room, to raise excitement and get people into the show and want to come see it. There's going to be a lot of people here tonight, and they want to make sure everyone sees you.
And he kind of shakes his maned head back and forth. Go ahead and give me an animal handling check. Advantage.
12?
12 is fine, yeah. He kind of is a little hesitant, but he says you'll have to speak with the baboons. He doesn't communicate with them very well. Kind of in like a soft roar, little growl.
Okay. Well, if they agree to it, you're in. Yeah?
He goes, of course.
Today's the last day of the big tournament. We want to make sure everyone's excited.
He also is able to communicate to you about there's some sort of vial in that chest right nearby you that the kind of acts very similar to what you're whatever you're doing to allow you to communicate with him.
Oh. Is that chest currently locked if I just kind of like lift it a little bit?
That chest is unlocked.
Oh. I would like to try and snag that vial before talking to the baboons.
Sure. The chest itself contains juggling pins, rubber balls, colorful streamers, and other circus accoutrements, and it also contains one of these.
A potion of animal friendship. Oh boy. Okay. I mean, that might just be really handy right now talking to these baboons.
You have 10 minutes on your speak with animals, but you will have to be quick as you see that Stink and Morn are kind of running out of distractions for
no
the.
Worries.
I start to talk louder with the interview and the descriptions of Wampus the Pompous Thistledown.
The baboons are, as of course with anyone that enters into the room with our new people, are still kind of being a little bit chatty, kind of making noise and all of that as you are new people that have entered into the area. But you can definitely relay the same information to them.
I'm going to give myself another pat on the chest as I do so.
Yeah, go ahead and give me another animal handling check with advantage and your guidance.
And a +2. There we go.
Oh, my God. There's a nat 20. That's what you've been rolling all those ones for, right? You're able to convince them as well, and they are going to wait to right when they start the show, and they're going to, jump into the crowd as well for you. And seeing that your companion Reginald is kind of finished up, Reginald, go ahead and give me another stealth check to make your way past the acrobats.
Sure. Just because I'm I'm being weird about getting out of here. I'm gonna give myself a pat and try and sleuth out. There we go.
Nice. 23. Yeah, so you're able to get out, and Morn leaves with Stink out into the hallway, and the performers go back to their pre-show rituals and are preparing to go out for their performance.
Okay.
So we're going to wait while all of this is about ready to ensue.
Do we want
And
to
the
head down outside his office?
Yeah, head to the lounge. We're about to be on shift change. Might as well.
Oh, I was thinking of waiting, like,
Mid-shift. Remember, this is mid-shift.
Oh, this is mid shift.
This-
Yeah.
I was thinking of waiting, like, somewhere down here so we could play the, like, concerned employee. I heard a rumor. I don't think security's taking it seriously.
Yeah.
Well, you already know that they have taken it seriously. Yeah, you already know that they have taken it seriously.
All right, so we will wait out here and hope to bump into Mr. Boss Man.
Okay. All right. So Morn's going to chill in the right inside the employee lounge area. Stink's going to kind of stand outside. Reginald, you're going to stand outside as well.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So 3, 2, 1. You hear the crazy commotion and a loud roar of Emerus the Lion, and things kind of start to go a little chaotic. The first thing that happens is you do see guards yelling, or you hear guards yelling inside the security office, and you see 2 of them kind of rush out in this direction, heading out to what's going on. Another one is staying inside there, and you hear the door to Quentin's office open up as he comes rushing out and is like, "What the hell is going on?" And you see him kind of start running past you, heading to the security room.
Where's
Morn is right here.
Okay, yeah, we need more out in the hallway to do the picking. Yeah.
Does anyone else want to try it? Or do you want to fall back on Morn?
I got a +5. I can give it a go when he runs by.
I have a +4, so you could try. I will.
feel like we all know that is completely better than Morn's chance to grab it.
All right, I'm gonna. Should I try to? I'm gonna help. Whether I just stand in the way, kind of block.
Yeah,
Maybe come over here and talk to Morn, kind of blocking Quentin's way.
Yeah, you can kind of do that to give him advantage with the help action. Sure.
Okay. 12.
That is not high enough to pick its pocket, but it is not low enough that he noticed you doing it. And Morn, seeing that you were not able to pick it up, is going to try to attempt it as well.
Remember, Morn, it's not a fight.
And he actually rolled a natural 20 for a 22.
Oh.
Able to lift the rod out of his waistcoat. And Quentin kind of pushes past you and says, "Get out of my way or you'll be fired." And he comes into the security room and starts looking and yelling at the guard about what's going on, looking at the mirrors of all the chaos that's going on through the casino itself. You have a few moments. What do you want to do?
Well, we have the rod.
Darkness in the security room. Darkness in the security room, right? And then
Okay.
run for the vault.
Yep. If that's what you want to do, Morn will step in there and we'll cast darkness in the bottom part of the office there. Let me grab that spell template out for darkness. It drops it right there. And you hear Quentin and the security guard start kind of fumbling around in the darkness that's all around them. Quick, what do you do?
Would it be a good time for me to throw Entangle in there so they kind of are slowed down while we run for the vault?
If that's what you want to do. The vault side stink. You're going the totally wrong way.
We got to go into security room and then through.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to cast Entangle, go ahead and bring the Entangle. I can bring it out. I've got it right here anyway. I'll drag it out.
Yeah, we'll throw that in there. So in case they do make it out of the darkness, it's rough terrain and or restrained.
Sure, of course.
Nice.
There you go. Oh boy.
Excellent.
Time to go.
All right. So start making your way in there.
Reginald, grab the rod from.
Yes, he hands it over to. Actually, he hands it to you as the wizard.
Yeah, if it's arcane, it's probably better in your hands, buddy.
Door's locked. My badge isn't working. Of course. Who's the picker? I have thieves' tools. My deck.
It's unlocked.
Oh. Okay. I was like, it's locked.
As you get there, you do see it's a double door leading to the vault. It has cast iron devil faces mounted on the side towards you.
What's this guy overcompensating for?
Since each one of you has a employee pass card, nothing happens since you already have those. Entering in, you see the vault is 40 foot deep and is almost twice as wide. Security mirror stares back at you from the far wall. 7 treasure chests rest on low tables positioned against the north wall and the east wall, and 2 tall wardrobes stand against the south wall. Standing in the middle of the room is an animated skeleton of a minotaur right there. You can telepathically, anyone who has Quentin's magic rod can use it to telepathically command Virgil.
What's the range? Does it say?
You can control him right now.
I want Virgil to go down to the security room. Leave.
Restrain the 2 people in there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide between having him restrain the 2 people in the security office and just also go out to the casino floor and show off your best dance moves. Run amok.
I mean,
what do I do?
That's a pretty solid distraction.
I'm going to help you out. I'm going to help you out with this. Your characters are supposed to be doing good at all costs. You don't want to unleash an undead minotaur on normal people outside. You already have the animals out there when they have already been told not to harm anybody, but just to cause a little bit of fun. So I would suggest
go dance. I didn't say kill people. I said go out and dance, run around.
Oh yeah. But I would suggest the restraining is probably the better of the 2.
I'm trying to now picture a giant skeletal minotaur bursting out into the casino and just start dancing.
Yes. That would be a distraction. But we'll have him pin down the remaining security guard and our famous friendly casino friend, Quentin. Go toggle his pockets. We start working on these.
Start opening the chests. As you're opening the chests, you do happen to notice. Let me go ahead and roll that. 2d4. Oops. You are able to find a total of 6,000 gold pieces intermixed in those 7 chests. Morn does run over to the wardrobes themselves and starts pulling things out of there. He does pull a necklace and a rabbit figurine and a very beautiful looking rapier.
Ooh.
And everyone, give me a skill check for making sure that you can get everything in here as fast as possible. If you want to use magics instead of a skill check, in lieu of a skill check, feel free to do that instead. But let me know what skill you're using to aid you in quickly gathering all of this coin. It could be strength athletics to lift up the chest to empty them into the bag.
Can I
let's
go
see, here-
dexterity
acrobatics?
to do so quickly?
Sure, yeah, you can try to do so quickly. So go ahead and give me an acrobatics check. What would you like to use? Well, it's going to slow you down a little bit. What would you like to use?
Take my mage hand, so I have 3 hands to just start Scooby-Dooing stuff into the bag.
Sure. Okay, that can count as a success. Morn is going to go ahead and kind of use his stealth to kind of move about fairly quickly and quietly as possible. Nice. And Morn gets a 15, so that is 3 successes out of your group check. Reginald, you're not going to be slowed down that much, as 2 of of the 3 of you were able to make the checks to gather up the information, or gather up all of the loot, and are able to start making your way back down the hallway. And right before you leave, Morn does stop and turn around and points over to the case that has the trophy inside of it.
Oh. Yes. Just smash the case on the floor, I guess, right? Reg?
There is a lock on it. We could attempt to pick it.
Okay.
You can. Yes, you can attempt to pick it.
I will
think you're one better with
happily hand Morn a pat on the shoulder.
Okay.
+3.
We'll add 2 to this. So I rolled a 16, 18, 21. He will easily pick the lock for you. And you're able to reach in, grab the trophy, and once you get out onto the casino floor, you see the security guards, and chaos is just going crazy all over. You see the cashiers down to the south yelling about how there's yelling and young security guards that are really too busy, as you see people reaching for across the tables for coins and the chips and things of that nature, trying to stop everyone from kind of grabbing everything at the different tables. You do hear the cashiers kind of yelling at the security guards that all of the money has been taken from the vault, because they hear everything, they can see everything from their cash registers and such like that. Everyone has a chance to give me another skill check as a group check to make your way through all of this chaos. Again, if you use magics in lieu of a check, that's totally fine as well.
With the security office doing their thing, as I leave the employee area, I just kind of want to tip my hat and switch into like civilian clothes and start trying to stealthily maneuver through the crowd like I'm trying to get the hell out.
Okay, no problem. So you're going to use a stealth check. What do you want to use, Stink?
I was probably going to hit another... I'm trying to find a spot where I can hit another disguise self spell and exactly do that. Make sure no one's seeing me and I'm no longer an employee.
Okay.
But I'm also not a Swerfneblin. I will go with a old halfling man who's having trouble fighting his way through the crowd without getting trampled.
All right, so you can use that magic to make a success. That will automatically give you 2 successes as a group. To get down to the boats, you see the chaos down there as well, as some people are trying to avoid the chaos of the lion kind of jumping up over near the tournament area, kind of roaring and kind of dancing around and moving around in circles. The baboons have jumped up on some of the tables down here and are just flinging cards and things everywhere. And you're able to make it as a group down to the docks. Go ahead and give me one more group check to try to make sure to get onto one of the boats and successfully make your escape. How would you like to do that?
I'm just gonna continue trying to blend into the crowd, getting out of here. Things are going crazy.
Okay. Sure, go ahead.
I'm gonna burn my inspiration with some stealth as well.
Okay. Excellent. All right. So with a group check, you're able to successfully get onto the boat and make good your escape, having gotten the trophy and having gotten all of the money needed for Verity. As you make your way back, of course, it is around 8 p.m. in the evening. By the time you get up to the area where you're supposed to meet Verity, it's probably around getting close to 9 bells, 10 bells in the evening. She's very pleased, of course, as you enter into the tavern. She is, of course, in the booth waiting for you, and she sees you enter in, and she looks to you and says, "Ah, seems that what's the result?"
Here's your bag. There's some of our stuff in it too. We can't seem to use it.
Yes. I mean, my apologies. You have to understand, of course, that I had to ensure that you wouldn't take anything of mine. But I do. You were successful and able to get the money and the statue.
Everything is in there.
And you hear her whisper a word. And she kind of looks inside, and she reaches down in there, and she fumbles around a little bit, pulls out a thing of tuxedo pants. Pull out another thing of tuxedo pants.
That's where I left those.
A couple of jackets for the casino uniforms. And kind of looks down, and then she's like, "Ooh, that's a bit more than what I was looking for, of course."
You can keep the pants. They're yours. We got them for you.
She says, "Well, I did offer you, of course, so some money for your time, and she does give each one of you 100 gold apiece."
Okay.
And then she says, "But it also seems that there's an extra 1,000 gold in here." Well, I did mention that, of course, I would cede any claim on additional coin or items that you would require in the casino. So she pulls out another small bag and throws 1,000 gold coins in there, and kind of cinches it up and passes it across the table towards you. I'm so thankful. I can't wait until everything the tournament's over and he does not have the statue. How were you able to disguise yourselves and get away and such?
Secrets are secrets. No, I don't know. I look at Reginald like, do we say? I guess we want to get paid. We have to tell her.
I mean, I've already tipped my hat in their presence previously, so they're aware that I can shift appearances.
Yeah, so you don't have to do that. You don't have to tell her. She actually says, "Oh, that's okay. I do not want to know. I assure you that I will inform the Golden Vault of your success, and I can't thank you enough for getting revenge on that evil little man."
Well, you will be happy to know that, along with things going successfully, they did so in an overtly embarrassing manner to the proprietor. I won't go into details, but I feel like you would enjoy that knowledge.
She is very pleased, and she thanks you, and she even pays for your tab if you wish to have a dinner and a celebratory drink. And that will
Did we
bring us
end up grabbing the stuff that Morn found?
Yes, Morn has all of that for you as well, which is what I'm getting ready to reveal to you what she received. In the vault, there was a +1 rapier.
Okay.
So you got the +1 rapier and the potion of animal friendship, including your 100 gold piece payment. Let me go ahead and figure out the amount of gold for everyone as well, because there was some about 325 gold worth of valuables in the wardrobes. So, oops. working properly. So each one of you will get 542 gold each is your gold. Everyone also gets the +1 rapier to add to your hoard of magic items. You all get the potion of animal friendship. And of course, you are informed via your handler from the Golden Vault that as your reward, you're also each entitled to an uncommon magic item of your choice. And we will allow you all to take that, make that decision over this week, and we'll go ahead and reveal what you chose next week on next week's stream. Of course, everyone also gains a level up to level 3, so Otter for Reginald, you can adjust his hit points back up since he already somehow was leveled. And of course, you can level Stinkfoot up to level 3 as well. We'll take care of Dantashen. He did play a very good portion, a good amount of this adventure with us, and we'll be able to get him his rewards between now and next week. But that will bring us to the conclusion of the stream today and the finishing of part 2 of the Stygian Gambit. So great job, gentlemen. Great job.
Chaotic as always, but we got there.
A reminder is that next week we'll be having 2 of our community members from our Discord community Discord server joining us. They will be playing Aurora and Mantaro, Aladrin, a College of Eloquence Bard, and then a Circle of the Moon Fairy Druid. So they will be joining us next week. We will have them into it for a call to chat with us and make sure they get their microphones and their cameras all set up, ready to go. But until then, we do have, of course, our streams during the week, which you can find out in our schedule. We did change the schedule a little bit. And actually, I got to double check to make sure I changed the schedule on the Twitch channel. But our Thursday and Friday streams moved from instead of starting at 1, they're going to start at 2 p.m. Eastern and finish up at 4 p.m. Eastern. And both of them are basically going to be called Dungeon Delving, where we will be playing the Lord of the Rings online. Keep in mind, we are playing on the Landerval server. If anyone's interested in playing on that server with us, we are playing a higher level character and trying to get the character up to max level since. Shoot, I think I have over 25 levels left to go to get there. So that's a lot of stuff. But we will be back again on Tuesday for Dungeons and Deliberations. I'll make sure to have my microphone fixed and working this week to talk about some more Roll20 stuff. And we'll probably might have a guest with us for Tavern Talks this Wednesday. We'll figure that out between now and then. But again, thanks everyone for the support. Thank you again for the guest sub, Mr. Pop Squats. And thanks, everyone, for tuning in tonight. Does anyone have anything else to add before we sign off?
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks you all
everybody.
So much. And we are going to go ahead and raid. I'm looking at some of my people that I follow. We do have a D20 Deathmatch is playing Dungeons & Dragons right now, it looks like. So we'll go ahead put in a raid for that. I'm going to go ahead and put that order in our chat. And you should be able to, at the top of the chat there, you can join in the raid if you want to. But until then, thanks everyone. Have a great night. We'll see you later this week. Happy adventuring.